You're talking about linear equations in your class, meaning you're dealing with equations that have a constant rate of change. Now, these equations can be written in a number of different ways, a number of different forms. Today, I'm going to be talking about slope-intercept form, which is written out as y equals mx plus b. This is a very common form that you're going to see. It's very easy to work with because it gives you two very important things. It gives you the slope and it gives you the y-intercept. Two very important things when dealing with graphs, when dealing with tables, equations, scenarios. So let's take a peek at this and make sure that you have a strong understanding of slope-intercept form. First and foremost, the m. The m is always going to represent your slope, while the b is always going to represent what's called your y-intercept. On a graph, the y-intercept is where that line is going to be crossing the y-axis. Okay, in a table, it's where x is going to be 0. In a scenario, it's basically your initial start. Okay, so let's not overthink or get too much into that. That's for future videos. For now, you're just being asked, can you determine what the slope and the y-intercept is in an equation? So let's give you a couple of examples, and we'll have you work one out all on your own. Y equals 1/3 x plus 5. If you're being asked to give the slope and the y-intercept, there's no overthinking that needs to be done here. It is just simply the number attached to the x is your slope, and the number all by itself, the constant, is your y-intercept. So the number attached to the x is 1/3, so 1/3 is my slope. My y-intercept is the number all by itself, which is a 5 in this case. So I would say my y-intercept is 5. Done. I've answered a question like this. You will be asked to do this. Okay. Next example. Now let me throw some negatives your way. Negative 2x minus 6. What is my slope? And what is my y-intercept? You're just being asked to give them, making sure you know which one's which. Your slope is the one attached to the x. Boom, automatic, just like that. You can just see it and say it's negative 2. My y-intercept is the number all by itself without a variable attached to it. In this case, it is a negative because it says minus 6. So negative 6. Now I want you to try one on your own. We'll see how you do with this. Hopefully it makes sense to you and you're prepared for your upcoming test. If I gave you y equals negative 1/2x plus 5. I want you to think right now, what would you give as the slope? And what would you give as the y-intercept? Take a second right now to answer that, and then I will give you the answer here in 1 minute. Because negative 1/2 is attached to the x, my slope here is negative 1/2. And because the b, the number all by itself, is my y-intercept, in this case, 5 is the y-intercept. Your answer would be slope is negative 1/2, y-intercept is 5. Hopefully this makes sense. Thank you for watching this video. Study hard and good luck on your upcoming test.